"Can I help you?" Lisa asked, her voice sharp as the man walked into the restaurant. He wore plain, worn clothes that looked out of place among the polished floors and sparkling chandeliers. "A table for one, please," he said softly. Lisa glanced at him, then shook her head slightly. "Sir, this is a luxury restaurant. You don't meet our dress code." The man smiled gently. "I just want to eat." Lisa sighed, then called a waiter nearby. "Greg, take him to a table in the back. Make sure he knows this isn't a place for people like him." Greg smirked and led the man away. "Follow me," he said, his tone mocking. The man sat quietly at a small, isolated table far from the main dining room. Greg handed him a menu without any explanation. "What do you want?" Greg asked sarcastically. The man replied calmly. Greg laughed. "You sure you can pay for this?" The man smiled but said nothing. In the kitchen and dining room, the staff whispered about the man. "Look at him. Who does he think he is? Probably can't even pay the bill." The man heard their words but remained silent, watching carefully. Then, the restaurant manager, Helen, appeared suddenly near the man's table. She looked closely at him and her eyes widened in recognition. "Samuel?" she asked softly. The man looked up but said nothing. Helen turned and called the staff over. "Everyone, listen," she said loudly. "This man is Mr. Samuel Grant, the owner of this restaurant." The room fell silent. Lisa's face turned pale. Greg froze. The other staff stared in shock. Helen continued, "You treated him with disrespect, without knowing who he was. This is unacceptable." She looked at the man and bowed her head. "Please forgive us, Mr. Grant. We failed to honor you." Samuel smiled gently. "This is a lesson we all must learn." He stood and faced the staff. "True respect doesn't depend on clothes or money. It comes from the heart." Helen nodded. "From today on, everyone here will treat every guest with kindness and dignity." The staff murmured their agreement, shame and hope mixing in their eyes. Over the next weeks, Helen held meetings reminding the staff of the lesson. They practiced patience, kindness, and respect with every guest, rich or poor. Samuel visited often, sometimes in plain clothes, watching quietly as the restaurant changed. One day, a young woman in simple clothes entered. Samuel greeted her warmly. "Welcome. Let me show you to your table." She smiled, grateful. "Thank you. I heard about your kindness." Samuel nodded. Everyone deserves kindness. The story of the owner in simple clothes became a powerful lesson. The staff learned never to judge by appearance and to treat every person with respect. And Samuel proved that true leadership is shown through humility and kindness, not wealth or status. After the manager, Helen, announced that the man was the owner, the room stayed quiet for a long moment. Then Lisa, the hostess, took a small step forward, her voice shaking. "Mr. Grant, I want to apologize. I didn't treat you with respect, and I'm very sorry." Samuel smiled kindly at her. "Thank you, Lisa. Apologies mean a lot, but what matters more is how we act moving forward." Greg, the waiter who had been rude earlier, looked down at the floor. "I thought you were just a poor man trying to eat here for free. I was wrong. I'm sorry." Samuel nodded. "I understand why you might have thought that. But it is never okay to judge someone by their clothes or appearance." Helen stepped in. "We will start a training program for all staff. Respect and kindness will be our top priority." The employees nodded, their faces serious. Over the next few days, Samuel stayed away, letting Helen lead the change.